Today I'm going to be putting in a new Libre sensor. This is the old one which I took off my arm, and I don't know if you can see how small the sensor, the part of the sensor is which goes into your body, but it's tiny and it's flexible. So for those of you who are scared or think it might be a long piece of metal or a big needle, it really isn't, it's quite small. So this is my new sensor, that's the inserter, and that's the box the sensor comes in, and just for a comparison, it looks significantly scarier than it actually is. With the instructions, and they give you a anti-bac wipe. So I usually like to prepare everything I need first, so that's the inserter, and this is the sensor itself. And then you take the inserter and you line it up, and now that is ready to go, and that's what's going to be pressed against your arm. Now you take the antibacterial wipe. I want to add, I also use a Kevlar wipe because the sensors are expensive and I want it to stay in place, so I give it every possible chance. Kevlar is a barrier wipe and it's a bit sticky, so it makes the stickiness of the sensor improved. So first of all, I take the antibacterial wipe and I choose my site, which is going to be here. And then I take my Kevlar and I apply. Then you take your sensor and you line it up and you press, and that is it. It sounds significantly worse than it is because I didn't flinch, I hardly felt that, and it's not sore. I'm not going to activate this now. I leave it in sight for 24 hours and then I activate it. I find this improves my readings. Some people are curious as to the best way to keep the sensor on, and I find it's to make it a bit more waterproof than it is. I use a Tegaderm dressing, which is just like a piece of clear plastic, sticky plastic, which goes over it. I'm not great at applying these, so but I'm just going to give it a go just to show you. I also use a little disc of card, and I measure the card against an old sensor so that I know it's going to cover it. The reason I do this is the Tegaderm doesn't last the full 2 weeks, and it's good to replace it when it becomes grubby. So I put that over the sensor, so when I remove the Tegaderm, it doesn't remove my sensor and I don't lose it. So then I place that over the sensor, like so. And on it goes. Yes, I did say I wasn't very good at putting them on, but that usually lasts me a week. As the edges become grubby, I just cut them with the scissors, and so the grubby bits don't catch onto your clothes. And there we are, that's good to go. So that's how you put in a Libre sensor, and if any of you are curious, that's what the reader looks like. Once it's activated, all you have to do is swipe and it will give you a reading, but I'm not activating it now for another 24 hours. So yeah, you can see there's an awful lot of wastage involved. There's a huge amount of packaging, but I think it's good. At least it protects your sensor. So there you go, that's the Libre inserted.